Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
So there will be three things I'll be covering in this particular lecture. First, I'll again revisit Hall's theorem, and I would like to do a proof of Hall's theorem because it's like super elegant, super short and easy to understand. And then I will move on to define a new notion of fairness, which is maximum share, which is also known as like MMS, and then we'll see what to do next. Okay, so but first of all I would like to recall Hall's theorem and then do a proof of it. Okay, so because like Hall's theorem is a very important theorem and it appears in a bunch of places, like everywhere kind of. Okay, so I would like to, okay, so for like just recall Hall's theorem for me, anyone? Like what do I have to begin with? I have a bipartite graph, and then what? Yes. The cardinality of gamma s is at least the cardinality of S. Yeah. So Hall's theorem says that given a bipartite graph, and let's denote it by G, and it has two partitions V1 and V2 and an edge set, where again this V1 and V2 has, let's say, same size. So there are n vertices here and n vertices here, and edges go from this partition to the other one. So given a bipartite graph G, okay. So this graph G admits a perfect matching. And by perfect matching I mean that for every vertex in V1 it must be matched to at least exactly one vertex in V2, right? It's a perfect matching. Everyone should be assigned to some vertex in V2. So this graph admits a perfect matching under one particular condition, and this basically is a characterization of bipartite graphs admitting a perfect matching. So if a graph is given to you and it does not satisfy Hall's condition, you can be sure that there will never exist a perfect matching. It is a characterization in that way. It's if and only if. Right, let me write it properly. So it's not only necessary but also sufficient. If and only if the following is true. So you have for every subset S of V1, you have the cardinality of this particular S, or the neighborhood set has cardinality at least the cardinality of the set S. Yeah, and this, as we all saw, is the neighborhood set, which just tells that the vertices in S1 is being matched to which vertices of V2. So gamma S, so S is a subset of V1 and gamma S therefore will be a subset of V2. So gamma S is just known as neighborhood set of S. Yeah. And this particular condition is known as Hall's condition. Yeah. So let's start with the proof. Yeah. So for doing the proof, I need to do both ways, right? I'll assume that G, given a bipartite graph, it admits some perfect matching, and then I'll prove that this condition is true for that particular graph, and then I'll do the other way around, saying that okay, if Hall's condition is being met, the graph you began with will definitely admit a perfect matching. So yeah. So having a perfect matching implies Hall's condition. By which I mean that Hall's condition is true for the given graph G. So can someone tell me why is this way trivial? So if you're given a bipartite graph G, if it has a perfect matching, it must be the case that Hall's condition is met. Why is it trivial? Okay, so remember we have, let's say, something like this, and so perfect matching is there. So to begin with, something like this is there, and then there are a bunch of other edges going on from V1 to V2. Yes. Correct. Exactly, exactly. So it will just contradict the fact that a perfect matching is present in the graph. So if, let's say, if not by contradiction, there will exist some subset of V1 here such that the cardinality of S is strictly greater than its neighborhood set. So if there are more vertices here than its neighborhood set, let's say something like this is happening, something like this. This is S and this is my, let's say, gamma S. Then there's no possible way that I can map all these four vertices, like all these four vertices, because I just have two vertices in my neighborhood set, right? So there's no way that a perfect matching to begin with was there in the given graph, which contradicts the fact that, yeah, it's given that we have assumed that the graph given has a perfect matching. Right? So this way is clear, it's quite trivial. It's the other way, which again is not very difficult. It's a quite simple proof. Yeah. So in particular, in this particular example, you will not be able to give me a set S such that it has a strictly greater number of vertices as compared to its neighborhood set. Just eyeball this particular example, you'll never be able to give me such a set. Okay. Yeah. So this part is trivially true and hopefully understood by all. So let me go to the reverse direction. So I need to prove that if my given graph satisfies this Hall's condition, it must also be the case that, there is a perfect matching. I don't know where is it, but yeah, there is a perfect matching in the graph, in the given bipartite graph. Yeah. Okay. So any ideas how to proceed? So you have V1 here and you have V2 here, and you have this particular. So you have assumed that there are n vertices on both sides, and you need to prove that there is a perfect matching in the graph given that Hall's condition is being met. Okay. So in such cases, normally what you do is you proceed by induction. So let's say I'll proceed by induction. I can do induction on what? What is the thing I have here, on mod what? Yeah, exactly. Okay, it's called cardinality. Mod is like mod x, which is another function. It's called the cardinality. So I'll perform induction on n, right? So the base case is when you have n equal to 1, right? So why is it trivial? This base case is already done. So which means that there's only one vertex here and one vertex here, V1 and V2. And you know that Hall's condition is being met. So let's say this is your set S, which means that the cardinality of this set S is at most the cardinality of its neighborhood set, which means that this particular edge must be present, which means that this is the perfect matching you have at hand, right? So base case is trivially true. Yeah, and then you have your induction hypothesis, where you assume that, for, let's say, for in a graph having n vertices on both sides, let's say this particular claim is true, and then you'll induct and prove that for n plus 1 also this thing holds. And this is my claim. Right. So this I'm assuming, and I'll now see what happens when the vertex size is n plus 1. And obviously I'm assuming n is at least 2. So there's this two simple case analysis, which is, so the first case is, let's say, suppose that for every S for every subset of V1, something like this is true, that this is plus 1 is true. Not just Hall's condition, something stronger than Hall's condition is being met for every subset S of V1. This is my case 1, and case 2 would be when I'll just assume, okay, there exists some set S where it's just like the cardinality of S is at most the cardinality of gamma S, and that will be two of my exhaustive case, and I'll be done. So what can I again do it here? Like, any ideas? Like, the idea is to reduce the given graph on n plus 1 vertices on both sides, to reduce it to n vertices, right? And then I'll just apply my induction hypothesis. So what do I do if I have this particular promise that for every subset I have not just Hall's condition but stronger than that? What can I do in this particular case to reduce, or to, let's say, use the induction hypothesis? Anyone? So just to have a picture on screen, let's say for yeah. Okay, I've constructed some graph where at least this particular condition is being met. So what I can do is, okay, I'll just take any arbitrary edge, let's say this one, and add it to my matching, right? What will happen? In the reduced graph, well, I'll remove this particular vertex and this particular vertex. I'll now have a bipartite graph on n vertices each, right? And I'll still have, okay, so what I'll do is add any arbitrary edge. It's not very good. Yeah. So what you do is you add any arbitrary edge, let's say V1, V2, to your matching. What I need to show is, I need to show the existence of a perfect matching. So this is towards that. I take any arbitrary edge and add it to my matching, right? And then I consider the graph, the reduced graph G dash, let's say, where you have V1 minus V1, and then V2 also gets removed from the big set V2, and accordingly the edge set also changes, right? Whoever has a vertex going towards V2 whoever has, let's say, this particular edge, this will also be removed because those two vertices are out of the system. So I have a reduced graph on n vertices, right? The cardinality is n here. But what else I'm also sure that is happening here, for every s in this V1 minus V1 set, I have this particular thing that, okay, again, I'm at least having this. Sure, it's, yeah. So I may not have that plus one condition because it might be the case that this is the set from which that particular vertex went away, but at least I'll have this particular condition, which is the Hall's condition only. So because of removing V1 and V2, I might lose this particular one plus one here, but I still have this particular condition for every set in this reduced graph, right? Yeah. Yeah. So just to illustrate why is it happening, let's say this is my new S in this particular graph, the new reduced graph. Let's say this is my S, and earlier this gamma S, this particular vertex was also counting towards gamma of S, and but now in the reduced graph it would not, right? But only one particular count will go away because we are just removing one particular vertex V2. So at least I'll have this particular condition with me for the reduced graph. Right? This is clear. Okay. And now what would be when yeah, sure. No. I am not. So there's no matching in hand. I just have a graph G where the size of V1 and V2 is n plus 1. I'm just somehow make n plus 1, yeah, because it's the induction hypothesis I've assumed for n, and then I'm going towards n plus 1, and then just somehow reducing it to reducing the graph so that I can use induction hypothesis, right? And I am assuming this particular case where I have this stronger condition with me. So even if I remove any arbitrary edge, it wouldn't matter, at least as long as Hall's condition is being there. It will still be preserved in the reduced graph, this G dash, right? So it's possible that a set S is reducing one neighborhood count because of this V2, but fine, it's minus 1. So it's still, this particular thing is still there. Am I clear? No. Okay, where am I, like, what is the point of contention? Like, yes, exactly. Yeah. Yes. No. Yeah, the claim is true, which means that if Hall's condition is met, there will exist a perfect matching. This is true for the case when V1 and V2 is n. Yes, yeah. Oh, I'm not adding edge to the graph. I'm adding this edge to my matching. My matching currently is 5. And then my matching went to this particular, at least one edge is there. And I need to construct a matching of size n plus 1. No, matching for the graph G where the vertex size is n plus 1. Oh, okay, okay. So, so there's this induction hypothesis which is to say that the claim is true when this is true, right? And then I'm assuming, let's start with a graph, a bipartite graph, where this is n plus 1. Okay, and let's say this particular graph is G. So you have this V1 and V2 of size n plus 1, right? So now I need to show the existence of a perfect matching of size n plus 1, right? It should be of some perfect matching, but of size n. Oh, it is indeed satisfied. Oh, okay. So I need to show that Hall's condition implies perfect matching. So I'm assuming Hall's condition is satisfied, and I just need to show existence of a perfect matching, right? Okay. And this particular implication is true for the case when the size of vertices is n. So this is like my hypothesis and this is conclusion. And this whole thing is my claim, right? So the claim is true for the case when it's n, and I need to prove it for n plus 1. So what am I doing here? So I'm breaking my proof in two exhaustive cases. And my case 1 is when for every subset of V1, so in this particular graph, okay? So for every subset of V1, you have this particular thing going on. That this cardinality of set S is at most the cardinality of neighborhood set plus 1. It's possible. This is my case, and it might be the case that this case is empty, but I'm doing in generality, right? And just to write and so that you'll be clear, my case 2 would be that there exists, okay. So, since we are here, this particular symbol represents for all, and this particular symbol represents there exists. Okay. So case 2 would be the case when there exists a set S of V1 such that this is true. Yeah. But first tell me this case 1 and case 2 are exhaustive, right? Because I already know that Hall's condition is true. I need to construct a perfect matching or show existence of a perfect matching. So these two cases are indeed exhaustive, right? Yeah. So I started with case 1, and so in case 1, I have this particular condition at my hand for every subset of V1, and I'll say that, okay, I need to construct a matching M. So I need to construct a matching M for the given graph G, right? And remember, G is this particular thing. So for the given graph G, and I need to construct a perfect matching, okay. Perfect matching of size n plus 1, right? Okay. So what I do is, I somehow want to use the induction hypothesis, since my proof is via induction, and I'll reduce this particular graph G to another graph G dash where this thing is true. And also Hall's condition is satisfied. This is satisfied here. The Hall's condition is satisfied here, right? It's given to me. Yeah, I need to, yeah. So Hall's condition is satisfied here. And this is like the case n plus 1. I reduce it to a graph of the graph where the bipartition has size n. And I also show that, okay, Hall's condition is still maintained. And by induction hypothesis, I can now show that, okay, there will exist a perfect matching in this particular graph G dash of size n, right? And if I'll add it with that arbitrary edge, I'll have a perfect matching of size n plus 1. But to go through the argument, what I'm doing is I take any arbitrary edge, V1, V2, which is in the original graph, and add it to your matching. Your matching is nothing right now. You need to construct the whole matching from scratch and of size n plus 1. But at least I have one edge, and let's say the hope is to extend it to of size n plus 1. Add it. Yeah, this is in G. Yeah, correct. Add it to add it to matching, let's say M. So currently this matching M is not a perfect matching, it's just a matching of size 1, right? So, and then what you do is you construct a graph G dash with reduced number of vertices. So your V1 now is like V1 minus V1, and your capital vertex set V2 is when you remove the small vertex V2, and then accordingly you also adjust your edges, right? So in particular what I'm saying is this. Yeah, let's say this is my vertex, this is my bipartite graph. So what is happening is, let's say I pick this particular edge and add it to my matching. So V1, V2. And also just eyeball and make sure that this particular bipartite instance do belong to case 1. Because every subset you take has at least one more number of vertices in their neighborhood set. Yeah. So if this is my G, how will I construct my G dash? So my G dash will not have V1, will not have V2. So it will have just 3 vertices, right? And so the edges would be, so this is fine. This is also fine. This is also perfectly fine. But I wouldn't, okay, let's say in this particular instance, there was an edge going to V2. And let's say from here also there was an edge going to V2. But in this particular reduced G dash, I wouldn't have that particular edge because the vertex only is gone, right? So this is my reduced graph G dash starting from G. And now and this is already gone to the matching basically. And so this particular G dash has n vertices on both of its partitions, and also check that every vertex will satisfy Hall's condition, right? Every subset of V1 will satisfy Hall's condition, because let's say this +1 was coming via V2, that V2 is gone, but still just one V2 is gone, right? So it would be -1, and therefore Hall's condition is maintained. So this particular thing happened. I have created a graph, a reduced graph with this condition, and also Hall's condition is also being preserved, right? So now I can now apply my induction hypothesis and get a matching in this particular reduced graph, and let's say something like this only. And then basically add it to my matching again, right? So this particular edge, the arbitrary edge, and the matching coming from G dash will make up to n+1 edges, and also a perfect matching for the initial graph G, right? Now it's clear, right? Yeah. Okay. So why did we just consider this particular case? Just because you had this liberty of +1, and the case analysis is quite simple. Simple in the sense that I can reduce in a way so that I can use the induction hypothesis. So this is case 1 completed. So in the instances where bipartite graph has the property where they belong to case 1, I have proved Hall's theorem. So this is the case 2 which is what I'll do next. Yeah, if you have understood case 1, you need to answer to my next question, which is, why can't I do the same trick for case 2? Yeah. Yeah. Hall's condition is true for that particular subset, right? Yeah. So I can't just do the same trick again, and therefore there were two different cases to begin with. So if this is clear, I'll move on to the second case. Yeah. Okay. So case 2, which is like there exists some okay. So I'll just write in a way. So suppose there exists a proper subset say T, and by proper I just mean that it is strictly in V1 such that what is true? The neighborhood set of T is at least the size of T. First question, why it has to be a proper subset? Why it can't be the whole of V1? Like why? So I know that in case, what is case 2? There exists some subset S1 where this particular thing is true. So why can't this S1 be the whole of V1? Oh, okay, no. My question was wrong, so forget. Yeah, okay. So what we'll do is, yeah. I'll just assume that, okay, in that particular case, there exists a proper subset T such that this is happening, this is equality. Yeah. I knew that this was true, right? And I am assuming that there will exist some proper subset such that this is true, because if it's strictly greater, it is again case 1 only, right? So at least one proper subset exists where the size of the subset T is exactly equal to the size of its neighborhood set, and obviously in the graph G. The given graph G which has n plus 1 vertices. So here again I somehow want to use induction hypothesis, but at least I know that I cannot use the previous trick, right? So what do I do? So what I'll do is I'll obviously apply induction hypothesis, but to what reduced graphs? This is the case where I need to think, right? So I'll apply induction hypothesis to 2 graphs now and not one. There'll be 2 graphs, G dash and G double dash, let's say. And so my first graph G dash would be my original graph G restricted to this particular thing. So as in like T and gamma T. And my second graph is the one which is restricted to like V1 minus T and V2 minus gamma T. Yeah. Oh, I just mean that restrict your graph. Okay, so let's take an example. Yeah, T and gamma T only, yeah. Because anyway, this does form a valid graph because you are just taking the whole of neighborhood set anyway with you. Yeah, let's say. Yeah, let's say this is your given graph, and so yeah, this is your given graph G, and you see that there exists a T such that gamma T is exactly the size of T, right? And this is what I mean, like this is V minus, like V1 minus T, and this is V2 minus gamma of T. It's very much possible there are some edges, something like this, right? No one is stopping you from having it. But, so this is a reading exercise. You need to convince yourself. Reading exercise or just an exercise? You convince yourself that G dash and G double dash, both of them satisfies Hall's condition. Both of them satisfy Hall's condition. Yeah. In particular, note that just so that I'm clear with the notation, in G double dash, this dotted edge wouldn't be appearing because you have restricted your graph to just these vertices and then these vertices and the edges going between them. That's it. That's what I mean by a restriction. So convince yourself that G dash and G double dash will also satisfy Hall's condition. And then if, let's say, this is true, what can I do then? Like I can obviously apply induction hypothesis to both the reduced instances G dash and G double dash. Right? I can apply induction hypothesis because A, the size is strictly less than n plus 1, and B, they both satisfy Hall's condition as well. Which means that in both G dash and G double dash, there exist perfect matchings for their own respective G dash and G double dash. So you get, let's say, matching, perfect matching. So you get perfect matching by applying induction hypothesis. You know that there exists a perfect matching, let's say m dash of size t in G dash, and then similarly there exists a perfect matching m double dash of size v1 minus t in G double dash. And also convince yourself that m dash and n double dash would be disjoint, right? Because that's how we've constructed G dash and G double dash. So your matching M would be just union of M dash and M double dash. And you'll get a matching of size n plus 1 for your given original graph G. And since the considered n was arbitrary, by induction, I know that this holds true for any n. Okay, the arguments are clear. The only thing you guys need to check is this particular thing. And yeah, I encourage you all to check that this indeed is true. Yeah, it would be a good exercise. Okay, this is clear? Yeah. In particular, like the hint is G double dash will satisfy Hall's condition because let's say you consider this particular vertex and let's say he just had this particular edge and let's say he didn't have this and he didn't have this edge as well, right? So what will happen is if you consider your T will be this only because still gamma of T is still this only, right? This doesn't really matter. If you just take T to be this, to these two vertices, gamma T is exactly equal to T, the size. And so what will happen is if something like this is true, you will see that to begin with in your G, you will be able to create a Hall's violator, which means that this particular set only. So these three vertices will be a Hall's violator because here you have three vertices and in the neighborhood set, since these two edges are not there, neighborhood set is just true, which means that it's a Hall's violator, which means that, yeah, this is a hint, but yeah, you can formally write it. G double dash will satisfy Hall's condition. Okay. Yeah. So I just wanted to do the proof of Hall's theorem because it's quite clean and also a very strong result. It gives characterization for all bipartite matchings such that they have a perfect, like it basically tells you which of the bipartite matching will have a perfect, bipartite graph will have a perfect matching, right? They're exactly the set of graphs who satisfy Hall's condition.